Hello and welcome to our short, introductory guide on the power of the law of attraction, well, more importantly, how to put the law of attraction into action for your life. If you're watching this class, chances are, you have come across the phrase law of attraction at least once before. You probably have watched movies or heard of movies like The Secret. That's how many Americans became aware of the law of attraction. The law of attraction has helped people get over fears, attain their desires, meet the right people, and otherwise make their dreams come true. It really all boils down to using the right framework. In the next part of the video we are going to start the foundation of putting the law of attraction into action by covering 6 common myths of the law of attraction which hold a lot of people back. 6 common myths of the law of attraction. Let go of these myths and you can rest assured that the law of attraction can have an impact on your life. What are these myths? Let's find out. Myth 1. The law is magical. For far too many people, this type of thinking is really just magical thinking. We're talking about witches, wizards, and the supernatural. The good news? It isn't magical. In fact, it's the complete opposite. The law of attraction involves how people edit and perceive their personal reality. Accept it or not, believe it or not, like it or not. You have a direct and profound role in how you perceive reality, act on it, and ultimately, shape it. The kind of life you're living right now is, by and large, a product of your decisions. Where do you think your decisions came from? Let me tell you, it's not like somebody pointed a gun at your head and told you to make one bad decision after another. Chances are, you have a certain attitude, a certain mindset, that leads you to make decisions a certain way. Now, if you presented all the opportunities that you had to another person who had a different mindset, chances are, they may end up with a completely different life. There's nothing magical in this situation. The law of attraction works with your innate, all too human ability to perceive, shape, and ultimately, edit your reality. Absolutely no magic involved. Myth number 2, this is all just self-hypnosis or delusion. Another line of criticism points to the fact that, since people are engaged in affirmations or conscious and purposeful thought, that this is really just an exaggerated form of self-hypnosis. You're essentially just playing mind games with yourself. Well, not quite. The law works because it interacts with how your mind shapes reality. Self-delusion implies that you are looking at things that don't exist. Self-hypnosis suggests that you're seeing things that aren't there. Well, if you follow this guide correctly, you will see things that are there. You're going to be dealing with reality, and it all begins with how you choose to perceive and act on your personal reality. Instead of hypnosis or delusion, you are actually learning the skill of purposeful thinking. Myth number 3, the law of attraction is just wishful thinking. It's easy to see why people think this way, because a lot of the mainstream depictions of the law of attraction involves people engaged in affirmations. They say certain truths to themselves, oftentimes in front of a mirror. In the minds of too many people, this is all there is to the law of attraction. No, it isn't. That's just a tiny fraction of what goes on. It's an important part, but it, by no means, forms the bulk of this very important process. The law works because it drives you to take action. Let me tell you one thing, you can engage in all the wishful thinking you want, but your life is never going to change until and unless you take action on the things you purposefully think about. The law is able to produce all sorts of amazing changes in people's lives because they are finally, for once in their lives, driven to action. Myth number 4, this is all just about affirmations. Since the common media portrayal of the law of attraction involves people saying certain power words and power statements to themselves, it's very easy to dismiss all of this as just self-talk. It's very easy to assume the attitude that the law of attraction is really just about talking about certain realities and willing them to happen in your life. No, it doesn't work that way, because we're not just talking about you talking. It requires your total being. For people to talk, they have to have a certain emotional state. For them to reach that state, they must be thinking a certain way. There has to be certain assumptions and expectations that have to be in place for them to even talk. And the law of attraction goes beyond talk, because this affirmation has to eventually lead to you changing your actions. You have to understand that your life is a result of your decisions, and nobody else's. Start making better decisions and you will find yourself at a better place. The law simply just makes this process more purposeful, transparent, and rational. That's how it works. And it operates on many levels. It changes who you are inside, as well as your perception of others. Myth number 5, it's just a one-time thing. For the law of attraction to produce massive positive effects on your life, it involves changing your habits. These changes are so profound, so deep, and so far-reaching that they can turn your life around and they can last a lifetime. This is the furthest thing from a one-time thing. Myth number 6, it requires special time or arcane training. You don't have to spend hours upon hours practicing the law of attraction for you to change your life. In fact, you can incorporate this practice into the daily details of your life. Indeed, for many people, it has become such a seamless part of their lives that they don't even notice. It's just one of the things they do. This enables them to reap amazing results each and every time. And everything flows smoothly because the law of attraction is an integral part of what they do every day and who they are as people. Now, with all the 6 powerful myths about the law of attraction out of the way, this guide aims to deliver daily practical steps you can use to turn the law of attraction from a concept into a reality. This reality can enrich your life. It can enable you to adopt the right habits. It can enable you to live a life of purpose, meaning and control. The bottom line is actually simple: are you ready to be the one that makes things happen in your life, instead of the poor soul who constantly asks around in confusion what happened? You have to choose. There really are 2 options in life. Either you're the person making things happen, or you're the poor, unfortunate fellow that things happen to. Which will it be? 3 steps to using the law of attraction. Before we get into it further, here's a few guidelines on using the 3 steps. Make sure you follow them. Don't skip any. Take as long as you want with each step, just don't skip any step. Ideally, you should master each step before moving on to the next one. Now let's get started with step 1. Step number 1, be clear about what you want. Even if you don't adopt the law of attraction, or even if you're clueless regarding this concept, if you are unclear about what you want in life, it should be no surprise why you're frustrated. Seriously. You shouldn't be shocked that you can't seem to achieve any of your dreams because you're unclear what those dreams are in the first place. Believe it or not, most people fail because they are unclear about what they really want. They think they know what they want, but they don't. They end up with fuzzy thinking, which leads to unfocused action. They move with no certainty. They take action with no intense focus. And this leads to a very predictable series of frustrations or outright failures. Oftentimes, people are unclear because they're simply trying to live other people's lives. Your parents might have all these big plans for you, but those might not be things that you want to do with your life. I can't even imagine how many lives are ruined when people try to live other people's lives for them. You need clarity. Thankfully, there are 3 simple steps to make this happen. The 3 steps to clarity. First, you need to ask yourself how bad you want what you think you want. Do you really want that big house? Do you really want those 5 cars? If you think the answer is yes, then wrap your mind around these questions. What will you give up to make those things happen? How hard will you work? How long will you go for it? These are important questions that you need to ask yourself because they go a long way in determining whether you're just going along with what other people want for you or what you think other people desire, or there's really something about what you desire. Maybe it really speaks to your innermost values and needs, but you wouldn't know for sure unless you ask yourself these questions. The next step is to subject your idea of what you want to the journalist's 6 key questions. What do journalists normally ask when they come across a story? Well, they ask who, what, where, when, why and how. You should do the same with the things that you think you desire in your life. Who is it for? Who is the ultimate beneficiary? What is it really? Does it change over time? Is it complete? Does it go through a process? Where do you need to go? Where does it take place? Where did the idea come from? When will it happen? What kind of steps do you have to go through to make the big things happen? Why are you doing this? What is in it that motivates you? Is it sustainable? Does it speak to a deep and profound personal truth? How do you go about doing it? What kind of resources do you need? Finally, you have to ask yourself, can you visualize what you want completely? This is crucial. If you want to be clear about your desire, you must be able to visualize it as a total package. There must be no missing details. It can't be shallow and it can't be a broad outline. It has to be complete. It has to have some sort of internal integrity. If you're able to do this, congratulations, because most people are not able to do this. Why? Most people are just daydreaming. They have a nice vision of the future, complete with a range of positive emotions. The reason why people daydream is not because they are planning for the future. Instead, they want to achieve some sort of emotional state. For example, if you have been unemployed for 6 months and money's running tight, you can easily fall into the trap of daydreaming about being in a business suit, getting a lot of respect, and spending a lot of time at that corner office. But that daydream is worthless because you're doing it only to get that range of comforting emotions that enable you to get out from under the pressure you're in now. You're under a lot of pressure to find a job, put food on the table, or pay the rent. When you daydream, it feels like all of those troubles are gone because you get that glimmer of power, satisfaction and a sense of completion because you imagined yourself in that corner office being at the top of the corporate chain. This is not enough. Be like Michael Phelps. I know that's a tall order, but hear me out. Michael Phelps, of course, is the greatest Olympic gold medal winner of all time. He has won the most gold medals in the Olympics. No small feat. Talk about amazing discipline. Talk about amazing personal power. When asked about his secret to success, he was pretty straightforward. He said he had this technique where he would play a mental movie of him winning each and every swim meet. When pressed, he said, and was pretty straightforward, I would play this imaginary DVD of me jumping into the pool and, stroke after stroke, I would play that image until I feel like I'm almost there. And then I would essentially act out that movie when it's time for me to perform. When you're able to visualize with that much detail, you become very focused on an alternate reality. You then visualize where you start at the end, where you won the gold medal, got the amazing job, met the perfect member of the opposite sex that can be your future husband or wife, or found the perfect job or business opportunity. You visualize everything in clear, three-dimensional details, and then, here's the secret, you walk yourself from the end all the way to the beginning. Focus on the clarity of your vision. There has to be no blind spots. Everything has to be accounted for. Most importantly, you have to write it down. Here are the steps that successful practitioners of the law of attraction use to turn their vision into a reality they can see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. Every day, they visualize their vision, they write it down, they read it, erase it, and write it down again. The next morning, they read their vision, visualize it, erase it, and write it down again. When you keep doing this, you start burning physical channels into your brain's neural complex. According to research studies, when people keep repeating the same thought over and over again, it actually creates physical connections in how their brains are wired. They're not just thinking about an idea. They're not just kicking around a concept in their minds. It actually has a physical effect on them. It actually changes the physiology of their brain. When you're clear with your vision, the law of attraction starts to work in your life because you now have a clearer map. And all the things that you need to be in place to take action are slowly beginning to change. The way you look at your reality, the way you connect the dots in your life, the way you feel about certain things in your life, all of these are happening. They might not be all that perceptible to you, but they're taking place. Step number 2: focus on what you want. Now that you have a clear idea of your vision and you know it inside out because you visualize it every day, you read it out loud, you erase it and you write it out from memory day after day, it becomes very, very clear. And the second step of the law of attraction is to focus on it. Now, focus is not just a simple word. It involves heavy lifting in your mind. The bottom line? Your overarching goal with step number 2 is to believe in your vision. Believe that it's possible. First, you need to believe that it is possible. Yes, it's possible that there is a job opening in that corner office. Yes, it's possible that there is this huge mansion on the other side of town. It's possible that people can develop this successful business. Whatever your vision is, believe that it is possible. This is the key. This is the bedrock of success, because if you don't believe your vision can come to pass, then you're just wasting your time. You may end up undermining yourself or sabotaging yourself because, at the back of your mind, you are saying to yourself, well, I'm just playing mind games with myself. This stuff is not real. Who am I fooling? Then it all falls apart because you did not believe in your vision. Believe that it is possible. Believe you can do it. The next step is to believe that you can do it. Not somebody else, not your friend, not your neighbor, not your brother, not your sister, not your parents, but you, individually, personally, can do it. This puts you in the middle of the picture. You're no longer just looking at your vision as some sort of speculation. This is no longer in the realm of theory or things that would be nice if they happened. Instead, you're putting it right smack dab in the middle of your life, because it's you who can do it. That's what you believe. Believe that your vision is clear. Next, you have to believe that your vision is clear. If you did step number 1 correctly, this should come easily. A clear vision leaves no room for interpretation. A clear vision has no blind spots. Act on your vision. After that, you have to believe that you can act on your vision. This is extremely important. If you believe this, then it means that you have the resources or you can have access to the resources. Also, it means that this is the right time because you can act on it. It isn't something that is speculative. It isn't something that is locked away until certain things fall into place at a certain time in the future nobody knows. Instead, you believe you can act on it, right here, right now. It doesn't matter whether it's a small baby step forward, there is an action you can take right now. Once you are able to do that, and this is a big step, the next step is crucial. For the law of attraction to work for you, you have to believe that your vision has already happened. How? Very simple. If your vision is to meet a very wonderful member of the opposite sex to be your future husband or wife, I got news for you. People meet the right one every single day. A crucial step in this direction is the belief that your grand vision, no matter how lofty it may seem, has already happened. Help yourself out by using belief boosters. I discovered that there are certain tools I can use to help me boost my belief. When I use these things in conjunction with each other, they create a self-sustaining, belief-boosting, or energizing system. Reading positive quotes. First, I devote a few minutes of my day to reading positive quotes involving my vision. They might not be directly related or extremely specific to my vision, but they are close enough. Case studies. Next, I also read case studies of actual people that have done what I want to do. If you're honest about your project, it's really not hard to do. Regardless of how grandiose or how seemingly massive your personal project is, somebody has done it before. If you feel that it's new or completely novel, you probably haven't been searching enough. You haven't done extensive research. Keep looking. You will find at least one case study that is similar enough to what you're trying to do. Study that story. Be inspired by it. Pay attention to their ups and downs. Pay attention to their challenges, but focus on what happened at the end. At the end of the story, the person won. Allow yourself to be motivated by that. Biographies. Another belief booster that I use involves biographies of people who inspired me. These are people who started with nothing. Many times, people would laugh at them, dismiss them, call them crazy or idiots. But against all odds, these individuals were able to overcome themselves. I'm also particularly interested in biographies of people who overcame themselves. Believe me, the number one person who will try to sabotage you, undermine you, drag you down and hold you back is yourself. You have to recognize how you limit yourself and be ready for it. Look at biographies. Read through them. Be inspired by them. Look for people who have overcome hurdles placed by other people or, most importantly, hurdles they themselves set to sabotage their own success. Make it part of your daily routine. Finally, make all this focus part of your daily routine. Invest time in it. Consciously say to yourself, I believe in my vision, and then start thinking about your vision. Integrate your belief into your daily life. Prior to this point, a lot of the things that you're doing simply just involved your mind and your emotions. As powerful as the human brain and heart are concerned, for things to change in your life, you have to act on your vision. I personally was able to do this using the following system. I would read my vision, focus on the case studies that I have researched, and give myself affirmations. I would repeat these affirmations consciously, purposefully, and slowly. I would savor every word. I would try to visualize every word. I would study how they flow into each other and what their impact is. I would figure out the different meanings that they suggest and really get into them and feed them into my visualization. After everything is clear to me, I would erase or rip up my written version of my vision, and then, after a few minutes have passed, from memory, I would rewrite my vision. You should do this first thing in the morning, and the last thing at night. This is crucial because when you're sleeping, your mind is engaged in alternative reality. It's clearing up your memory base, but it's making all sorts of reconnections. Step number 3: accept what you want. I hope that it's very clear at this point that when you reach the manifestation stage and you start taking larger and larger steps, eventually, you get to where you're going. You get to the end point of your vision. Unfortunately, a lot of people trip themselves up with the law of attraction. They can see their desires materializing during the manifestation stage, however, they don't get around to claiming it. They doubt it. They say to themselves, well, I just got lucky, or well, what do you know, it's working, but is it going to be permanent? What if this is just a one-time thing? What if somebody was just helping me out and doing things out of the kindness of their heart? And on it goes. The bottom line is, they don't claim it. Instead, they doubt it and think that it isn't real. And the worst part to all of this is that, at the back of their heads, they feel they just got lucky and, ultimately, they don't deserve it. How sad. Seriously. It's like going on a journey of 1,000 miles, and by the time you get to your final destination, you say to yourself, well, this is not what I expected, or I'm at the wrong spot. I'll go back. Pathetic. And this is precisely the kind of game a lot of people play. Now, it's sad because those people are actually a tiny fraction of the ones that started the journey. Most people don't even get to this stage. It really is quite troubling that when that surviving fraction of strivers and seekers make it to this stage, they somehow, some way, sabotage themselves. You have to accept what you want. Accept it mentally by saying to yourself and proving to yourself that you deserve it. Also, accept it emotionally. Say to yourself, I'm worthy. Sure, other people may be smarter than me, they may be more driven than me, they may be more connected, but they failed. I got this. I am worthy. I am good enough. This is me. Act like one who has accepted the reality of what you desire. Accept your power to affect this reality because you did not engage in some sort of black magic. You did not cheat people. You did not use some sort of magical pill that transformed you. No. You changed your mindset. You changed your attitude. You went from somebody who kept saying, I don't have the money, to somebody who keeps saying, how can I afford that? What do I need to do? Do you see the difference? Accept the reality that your desire has become real. Recognize the steps that got you to where you are. Don't fear them. Don't dismiss them in your mind saying, oh, these are one-time things. They're not going to happen again. I just got lucky. I'm telling you, if you want the law of attraction to become real in your life, and most importantly, to become a tool that would enable you to unlock the unstoppable winner that you truly are, you have to stop believing in luck. You make your own luck. You start making your own luck when you start thinking a certain way. You change the direction of the fortune in your life when you start changing how you deal with your emotions. Recognize the steps that got you to your vision and don't fear them. Don't think that as you go through this process that you're jinxing it, that somehow, some way, you are setting in motion a process that prevents you from repeating the same results. Just accept it. Feel good about it. And here's the secret. And it really blew my mind the first time I did this. I looked at the positive thing that has happened, and I associated it with my changed attitude, emotions, and actions. It's hard to do this the first time around, but the more you achieve the result that you desire, the clearer things become and you are able to make the association stick. Create an upward spiral of reinforcing associations. When you create a positive association with the reality of your vision, again, it has become real. And with your intentions and your plans and your emotional states, you can create an upward spiral of reinforcing associations. In fact, if you do this right, it becomes almost unbreakable. Act on your dream. Here's how you do it. First, you act out your dream. You achieve it. You've done it before, you can do it again, so do it. Once you have achieved the results, or even if you have achieved any result, feel good about it. Make it burn. Make it stand out in your mind. Feel it intensely. Desire that positive feeling again. Next, after some time has passed, desire that positive feeling again. Be so motivated by the positive feeling that you act out your dream again. And then when things happen, feel good about the results. Make it intense. And keep repeating this process until you become motivated by the positive feeling you get when you act out your dreams. Conclusion. Congratulations on making it to the end of this short, introductory guide to putting the law of attraction into action for your life. You may be surprised to know that the majority of people who start something never complete it. Take your time and progress at your own pace. This is not a race. The more you understand and comprehend what is happening when you use the law of attraction, the better. If you really want to succeed, then everything you do with the law of attraction must be with long-term planning in mind. These changes you are making are not meant to be temporary. They're meant to be part of a new lifestyle that you follow in order to manifest your dream life. Believe in the law of attraction. Lastly, believe in the law of attraction. Believe that it works. Believe that it will work for you. Believe that you can do it. And most importantly, believe that you have to do it now. Not tomorrow, now. Not next week, now. Right now. And here we end our class. I hope you love the class, and you are going to apply this in your life. Do share your experiences, we will like to hear it. Thank you for your time.